Hello, folks. Welcome to 10 years of we've been doing this.
Welcome to a
10
decade
years.
of doing 10 years of YouTube stuff.
Yeah. Welcome all. Thanks for joining. Seeing a bunch of lovely things over there in the chat. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely.
Thanks for the love, y'all. We are trying to just kind of reconcile both with how we're incredibly old in
Yep.
YouTube terms, so we're
Yep.
just kind of having a moment of
And
mortality,
regular.
and regular terms.
Yeah. Like if we were pro athletes, done. We're like
That freaks me out a little bit.
We're like
Yeah.
scraping for a last contract kind of vibes. Hello, hello, hi. Hello, all the names.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Super last minute. We just thought, why not hop on here to celebrate a milestone that crept up much faster than we anticipated in our lives.
So today, 10 years ago, we posted our first sketch on this channel, which was The White Room. We started the channel came into existence, like was registered probably 5 days earlier.
Less than that. I created the channel 24 hours before posting White Room, and then we had the video, and we're like, well, I guess we need to come up with a channel name.
Yeah.
We posted the channel name. I think the first thumbnail was a photo I took of a Bigfoot or a Yeti statue.
Perfect.
That was our thumbnail.
Really represented us well. Captured our voice.
And then posted up there and shared it with some friends, and then it got onto Reddit, and then suddenly 24 hours later, people were asking what was next.
Yeah,
and,
we that was we didn't know, we didn't really think a lot about marketing of the sketch on YouTube or what the channel, like, didn't think too much about, obviously, the thumbnail or the Yeti statue aesthetics.
Sure.
We did. I remember we did talk a lot about what's the title of the Reddit post. For some reason, we didn't give a shit at all about what the title of the sketch is. We didn't think that should be clicky. We thought that should be, well, it's just like, it's the White Room. It's about that's like the short film title of it. But then but we were like, the Reddit post should be descriptive. So how do we describe it? And we put that work in there. And that worked. That is, if you weren't around back then listening to this now, and you weren't statistically, that was sort of, that was, as you described, Chris, that was how the channel got discovered, was that the White Room did really well on Reddit r/videos, when that was a subreddit that was populated by a lot of short films and sketch comedy and stuff. And then here we are. Happy 10 years from your Toronto Bufferfest friends. Thanks. Happy 10 years to you. Thank you all. So many lovely things in here. How did we come up with the channel name? Oh, go ahead. You say that.
Well, I saw some people asking why I was in space. It was an attempt to kind of like turn back the hands of time, just to get some perspective. I was thinking maybe like, if I'm not on planet Earth that's rotating, do years still count?
Right.
So I'm figuring that science out right now up here.
Yeah, and from where you are, you can see like the origin of space. You can see like the Big Bang Theory. You can see
and I'm surrounded by light that took 10 years to reach us.
That's when we started
the channel.
At a minimum, took 10 years. Yeah. How did we come up with the name? It was a conversation of just like we had done years of what should the name of this improv troupe we're starting be? What should the name of this thing be? And it's always the same sort of like band name conversation of you're just coming up with like, how clever do you want to be? Do you want it to be like a punny thing? Do you want it to be whatever? And then I always liked the simplicity of, we could just be this and then people will know who we are, though we never made great efforts to explain which of us is which.
Which I saw some comments too that we could finally set the record straight. To be clear, I am Jack.
No, don't do it. Don't do it a bit. Don't do it a bit.
I'm Jack.
No.
Jack is Chris.
No, Jack is Jack and Chris is Chris.
But also there was talk of like why one which name came first.
Yes.
And then that came in first. That came based off of order of like importance, value, kind of like just overall like general aesthetics, better person. First, I think is what we were talking about, right? Back when
I
we first
don't
started.
remember, so I don't want to act like I remember word for word the conversation
Right.
and what. So like it's possible that was part of it that I don't remember. What I do remember is I think that I pitched Chris and Jack, though. Hey, if you don't know, I'm the Jack one and Chris is the Chris one.
Don't do the bit, dude.
Don't do
the bit, man.
Don't do this, Chris. I liked it for the like I think
it does have a better mouthfeel, I feel like.
Yeah, I think if you put
it's the back to the front.
If you put the cuz next to each other and it's Jack and Chris, it's like you're stuck in this little like whereas if you start and end with it, it feels a little smoother to my ear.
Which also is a thing that kind of ties into some of our writing in general, is that there will actually be a lot of times on set or with like writing lines that oftentimes will like mouth feel.
Oh, you gotta think the mouth
something
you
think a lot about. Yeah,
for sure. And I'll credit. I'll say the YouTube channel that for me was like it can just be a name was Kyle Mooney's solo channel was the one that I pointed to when I was like, I like that. I like his is just was just Kyle, and there was Good Neighbor, and that was all and then just like I like that his was just Kyle, and that was an easy, just like I like that.
Also, shout out to all y'all in chat. This is overwhelming to keep up with.
Yeah. We're doing a poorer job saying hi to all the people who say hi, but we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we're trying to spot questions as they go by, so toss those in there.
Thank you, Rush, for tacos. That will afford us some of our own tacos. That generosity there. Jonathan Rogers, thank you. Congrats for 10 years. Favorite video is George Lucas, Time Traveler.
Nice.
About that video, Jack, that was also one that you pitched that you were like, I think I kind of look, if I shave this way, there's a world I could look like George Lucas.
Yeah. Chris, I think initially, I think the and to do, this is all straight from the director's commentary. This was Chris had an initial pitch of like finding out that your idea was plagiarized by a time traveler and just the idea of time travel plagiarism. And then in talking about it, it was like, oh, it might be more, when we were riffing on that idea, it was like, oh, it might be more fun if we make it a real thing that the audience will know, so that we're not just doing the game of like, oh, we're hearing descriptions of a fictional movie or novel or whatever. So like, what if we do it about a real thing? And then in that conversation, I was like, I think I could do George Lucas. Yeah, and I did look more like George Lucas than I wanted.
Some might say he's a very handsome man.
You know, thank you. Thank you.
Natty the Panda, thank you. Chris got that Zoom work meeting set up, truly bringing us back to 2020. That was the only reason I went with this aesthetic.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Chris is, you might think, oh, is he traveling? Is this like a hotel room setup? No, Chris is feet away from his real microphone and better webcam and is just choosing just like what would it have been like in 2016 when we did it. It would be Skype, which, you know, had its chance.
We're a genre play channel.
Yeah.
So we're kind of I'm dropping us into the genre of 2016, which pretty popular right now. A lot of that hey me 2016 vibes right now. So this is our kind of long elaborate way of doing our own social media trend.
Yeah. Thank you, Lewis. Comment on the rumors that Sam Neill's on board for working with Chris and Jack. Gotta be.
Obviously.
Gotta be. we're ready.
Yeah.
If George Lucas's Jack's celebrity impression, and I'll be honest, that wasn't one that I had in the bag. That was that came out fresh.
Yeah, you worked that one out. You figured it out.
Donkey Croc asks Chris, "Who's your go-to celebrity impression?"
Oh, definitely Smeagol.
Oh, that is true. I asked
like
that thinking that you didn't have one, but then I forgot. Yeah. You in college, you in college just you busted that out a lot.
I busted it out a lot before. I want to hope that I was doing it before a lot of other people were also doing their Smeagol voices.
You got there early.
I got there a little bit early, and then I faded it out. But definitely, I feel like that at least is my physical look-alike. That's I look most like Smeagol.
In the same way that just like visually I had a George Lucas, so I had to work on the impression. Chris just gives such a Smeagol vibe that like you might as well get the voice down. Yeah.
Always. And it was one of those things of like, yeah, I guess I might as well just take it the extra step because I'm always challenging people to riddles, living in caves,
fish,
in a way, editing is kind of like being a golem.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Wow. How beautiful is that?
That is beautiful. Should we talk at all about the beginning of the thing? I have the capacity for us to watch the White Room if we wanted to take that trip down memory lane.
That could be fun.
Talk about how it all began.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like before hitting play, for those that for those that didn't know us 10 years ago, Jack and I, good college friends, kind of creative soulmates that long realized we loved to write and create together, essentially at a point just kind of started stockpiling sketch scripts and short scripts. And then we filmed a short film together that went to some film festivals, and then
which is on the channel,
Movies in Space. Which then shortly thereafter we filmed White Room, and then that was just on a hard drive for a year and a half, like unedited footage as like one of the ones we would pick to
if the channel
produce,
started,
not knowing yet what we were going to do with it.
Yeah, if the channel started January 2016, would it have been 2015 festivals that White Room, or I mean that Movies in Space was going around to?
I believe that was the way it laid out, because we filmed Movies in Space in 2014.
Right. So then
and White Room in 2014.
Yeah. And then when we were taking Movies in Space around to film festivals, we were having the conversation of like, this is fun. We could do that. We should do this. What if we made sketch? And we made a web series together with a bunch of friends of ours called Dorm Life. That would have been 2011, maybe
7.
Was it? Oh, yeah. Wow.
No, we wrote that in 2007, 2008. So I think we released it 2009. Yeah.
And then in between those two things, you and I briefly did a sketch channel called Friends in Real Life with our buddy Jordan and some of the other people from Dorm Life popping into stuff. But then this was like we both went off and were doing separate things, and we're like, hey, it'd be fun to just like have that as a thing that we're
shared, kind of loss leader, like we could just like crack these creative glow sticks and throw them into a cave and see what lights up.
And it was very much a artistic thing. It was very much just like, it'd be fun to be making stuff together. There was not ever, and if you chart the channel, it really not till like 2023 was when we were like, we'd been doing it for like 8 years before we were like, what if we tried to be YouTubers? Yeah. It was always, the channel was always just like, hey, it's a fun portfolio piece for us for writing work. And it's a fun, just like when we have an idea we want to make, we go do it over there. And then only in the last couple of years was like, oh, what if we increase the volume? What if we really got in there and gave it a proper go as, hey, we're YouTubing. We're YouTubing in a major way. And 2026, I think, will be a big year for us from the hey, we're out here YouTubing perspective.
We're very proud to report that we're going to be releasing a lot more this year than we did last year. In fact, we're releasing a brand new one on Friday.
New thing
2 days
dropping
away,
Friday.
we got one dropping.
We dropped an original short, like in the YouTube Shorts, like a small thing. We did one of those last week, and then we've got a lot in the hard drives right now. We've filled up the hard drives, so we're editing a lot of sketches, and we think without over promising, the one getting back to that one a month, and then maybe building up from there. We're gonna be making a lot of stuff this year. We're excited to share it with you.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, essentially now it's been this true joy manifesting into what was started as like a creative outlet, continues to be a creative outlet, but is becoming more and more the creative outlet.
Yeah, now it's like a fuller time thing of just like, yeah, really, really going for it here. And basically, honestly, the internal thing was just like, so often the conversation for us was like, oh, let's make some sketches and whatever. And then we're working on this is the bigger creative push, and we're going to like write a script and we're going to whatever. And lots of that happened and continues to happen. But with the scales tipped towards, let's make a lot of sketches. That's fun. We're having a nice time.
Yeah.
We're having a nice time doing it, so let's make more of that. Catching up a little bit here. Yeah, go ahead.
Elusive Ellie Bell says, I think my favorite sketch of yours might be the moments between the montage. What's a sketch you two have done that you most felt got a weaker reception for how proud you were of it?
YouTube Shorts helped give some life to some older ones that when we dropped them, we were like, this is fun. And then it didn't seem like it caught traction. And then later people found it more. That was cool. That happened with like the superhero one. That happened with the like Truman Show one.
Will presumably happen with the July 6th Park one.
Sure. They're about to catch.
They're about to pop off
any moment now. Future Ex-Girlfriend was one at the time that like when we released it didn't get as much traction and then found an audience later that I was glad because big fan of that one.
I'll say that, I mean, I don't think it got like a weak reception, but not, I mean, I think one of my favorite ones that maybe hasn't popped off in the biggest way is What's My Line?
That's a fun one.
I think that one has a lot going on in there. And maybe that's just like, it's so meta and so much wordplay, but that was one that we really like rehearsed and workshopped and wanted it to live up to a high standard. And that's one that I point to usually where I'm like, oh, that one had some special
I think
sauce.
I still feel quite good about that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Al Rue asks a Patreon question. Will there be thought bomb outtakes and deleted scenes? I love that sketch. Yes. A bit of a delay there over the holidays, but those are lined up and ready to drop very shortly. So
the deleted scenes are literally as long as the sketch itself.
It's a 10-minute deleted scene video that tracks the plot of the main sketch, but just has a bunch of other riffs. If you don't know, we do have a Patreon where we release deleted scenes and director's commentaries and outtakes, as well as a monthly live stream. So if you're having fun in this, hop over there. We do that there every month, and then other goodies as they come up. But that's like a huge way that this channel has continued to exist. It truly was like the main thing that kept us having the budget to make the sketches for a very long time. And now it is a hugely crucial supplementing to what's happening on YouTube for us. So thank you.
And if you want to watch the sketch on Friday early, we're dropping it there first.
Boom.
Tomorrow.
That'll be there tomorrow. Easy Remembering 2064 says, love you guys. My girlfriend and I watch every new vid. Can't decide which is my favorite, Secret Santa or Magic Lamp. Movies in space is so good. Any more short films, perhaps, or strictly sketch? So recently, I would say we've gotten into... We keep trying to talk about what the name for this is for us. It's like a medium. Like
a medium?
A medium?
Yeah.
The medium of mediums. A thing we've been making, we've been really enjoying making. So our internal distinction for like what we would call like a short film versus a long sketch, honestly is actually just like a production difference for us. We're like, okay, well, a short film is like we're doing multiple shoot days, we're doing different locations, we're building like a block of shooting around this one short film, as we did with Movies in Space and I Need It Yesterday. We don't currently have something like that shot, but what we do have a couple of, kind of a big number of, because we've been into them recently, is one-day sketch shoots that are more in the like 10-minute plottier, bigger feeling zone, like a Save the Watermelon or Thought Bomb, Secret Santa. We have a number of those already shot or in motion. So that zone of sketch, meatier feeling, 10-minute type of thing, is definitely coming.
I will also say I'm a huge proponent of us keeping the short film thing happening where and how we can.
Yeah,
And that's
no,
that's a big thing we want to do.
We definitely will make more of those as well, yeah.
And we have a couple scripts of those. And so it's really kind of identifying the economics of the moments to be like, okay, we'll sacrifice shooting 4 mediums or sketches to shoot one big short film, and identifying like when we can get the crew together for something like that, like how we can justify the costs of that. But that, remains the best part of this, is that we can kind of start to experiment with different formats and lengths. And a lot of it has to do with like what the idea is most suited for, so we don't feel like fully limited necessarily by like, it's got to be under 3 minutes, or it's not going to live on our on the main channel. Like we like that we could have something like that, we could have something longer, and who knows, maybe there will be the Chris and Jack feature on the channel one day.
And that's where we're like
we're
like in YouTube Shorts as like, we can do this idea is a 1.5-minute idea. Let's, rather than go like, that doesn't really fit on the channel, let's make it and put it over there. This one is a 15-minute idea. Let's find the time and the path to making that too. That's all. It all feels on the table, and now it feels like we feel pretty unconstrained by the platform in that way. R.D. Gilby, love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, R.D. Gilby. Mikeisms, can you speak to your experiences writing, working through your Who's on First tribute video, and maybe a comprehensive analysis of its greatness? Thank you. The process on that one, it's probably the most we've ever rehearsed something.
Yep.
It was a grindier writing process, because that type of math comedy just requires like a lot of long stare downs and a lot of trying stuff and scrapping it because it doesn't end up coming together cleanly enough. And then it was a lot of rehearsal for that one, both for that sketch and for the actual Who's on First, because I think we
did most of that sketch.
Yeah, we cut down,
but we cut
what we showed of it, but we did prep most of that sketch. So it was a lot of stuff that we just like wanted to be tight and together.
And had a lot of ambition of doing the original sketch as a oneer, to then break into the style shift with like cross coverage.
Yeah.
But essentially, for those that don't know, that's a sketch we made that was about it was a meta take on the Who's on First Abbott and Costello sketch. So there was a lot of wordplay and tracking character arcs of like who logically would be believing a line that could be up for interpretation in multiple ways, and then weaving in more of them, and then hopefully being able to resolve all of it. So there was a lot of, if comedy has math to it, that was the mathiest of the ones we've had, probably.
Yeah.
I also saw earlier some people were talking about how they preferred the film that had seafoam color as opposed to the one that had yellow to it. Yeah, and I think that we're trying to add 3 beeps where we can to a lot of our stuff.
And I'd say like art is up for interpretation, and it's okay to be just wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of love and questions. How do the
And yeah, trying to
logistics
do it.
work? Once you have a script, how do you find an editor, extras, props, sets, budget, costumes? So one of the reasons that we've, I guess, like leaned into doing YouTube more full time for the two of us is that we have multiple interests and multiple skills that we've developed over the years in the different categories, and have allowed us to kind of like be largely involved beginning, middle, and end of the stuff that you see. So we love writing, we love performing, we love post production and honing edits. And so essentially, we'll write ideas together based off of various versions of brainstorms or someone coming to the table with an idea. We'll workshop that. We'll shoot it on set. But we have now a group of friends that are crew members for production that bring their incredible talents that are
Yeah.
far beyond our own on the camera and lighting and sound and props.
Yeah, and we'll kind of chat while we're writing. We'll be looking like, oh, this sketch to shoot it, we're going to need a little bigger crew, or this could be a smaller crew thing, or this we'll need to bring on a great effects makeup person. So we have like people in the Rolodex now that we built out over 10 years of how to balloon a crew based on what the sketch needs and what we're making. And then Chris edits everything we make. And so it stays quite a small operation. The budgets come from Patreon, and stuff we're making on the channel just goes back in. It's never like outside funding kind of thing. And then props. Yeah, that's the same sort of thing. We'll like write a sketch and go like, okay, if we're gonna make this one, it requires us going to a prop house and renting this like key prop and whatever. So like we're looking at the sketch as like that's a more expensive sketch because we said it had that crazy alien thing.
Where it is sometimes, yeah, it's a ragtag little group that really kind of the buck ends with the two of us, and then we we're doing things that probably are beyond what we need to be spending our time actively doing all the time, but we just did a bunch of shoots and we realized, oh, we want to have like some like artwork on the wall for a boardroom that doesn't have any pictures on it, and then we're going to a rental place to get some picture frames for the wall to have those ready on set. So it's a joy to feel like there's a lot of our thumbprints on the process to then feel like what we're putting out there every time matches up to what we would want to see.
Yeah. And then we've got some like go-to people who are always helping us on stuff. Matthew Ramirez does our thumbnails and does a lot of like graphic stuff for us. Lane Carter does all our VFX. We've had other VFX artists throughout the years, but in the last couple of years, that's been Lane crushing it. So yeah, we found some people through these 10 years, and it's a lot of it is us grinding.
Yeah. Congrats on 10 years. I've loved your guys' content for so long. Also, I recently discovered that Jack voiced Sokka in Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I've been hearing your voice for years. Jack, sorry, what is this?
Yeah, it's a show that I don't know if you remember, I got you to watch the pilot years ago, and then you've never seen another episode of it. So
was that the one where you were a guidance counselor for a high school or something, or a middle school?
That was a different one. This was the one where I'm a sort of a boomerang guy, and the boomerang always comes back, and I'm part of the water tribe.
It was the commercial where you face morph to the rock or something?
That was a commercial for Zoa energy drink that I did a couple of years ago. Yeah. It's weird because you have like a really good memory of my credits. It feels like you have a strong knowledge of my past acting work. So this one, for a lot of people, this would be sort of the main thing they would maybe know of my acting work. Yeah. But no problem.
Got it. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Good. Good to have the work.
Yeah. I did, and it was 20 years ago. So I don't currently have the work, but yeah, I appreciate it.
I feel like it's self-servicing for anyone to like look to the past.
Yeah, it is.
And really quantify
very
years
navel-gazy to just be like,
very navel-gazy to be like, wow, I did this for so many
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, and you did know me when I was recording it, so some of the
I
shit
guess I
ring a
did.
bell.
Yeah,
But yeah, we
that's
were friends. We were making stuff back then. But yeah. Um, Tango Droid. I was subscribed back when videos like Groundhog Day and many others had less than 20K views. Now it has 3.5 million. Which was the video that made your channel explode? I would say you can look at a graph of like the things that bumped the channel the most. White Room initially was like did really well the day it came out, so there was like an initial like, oh, we should, and that truly was such a like, we released it not knowing, not really having any big plans or anything for this. We had nothing else shot other than Movies in Space, which was just shot as a short film for festivals and stuff. That came out, and that was like, oh, I guess we could do this. We could make some sketches. Went off for a while. Didn't release anything for months because we went and shot a bunch of stuff. But that was an initial one. During the first 7 years of the channel, the bigger sketches that brought it to the like 100,000 mark, which is where we're at for a long time, were White Room, Groundhog Day, and Abduction.
yeah.
And then the thing that the sketch singularly most responsible for building the subscriber base that we're at these days was the Genie one. The Genie sketch and the YouTube Shorts attached to it, I think, introduced us to a lot of people. And since the channel had been around for 8 years at the time, it was there
was a lot to go back.
Yeah,
and revisit,
people would find it through
like,
that,
yeah.
and then go through the catalog. So it's tough to say what in the back catalog got people to stick around, but that was the one that I think introduced a lot of people. And that came out like a week before my son was born. So you and I were like texting in the hospital going like, hey, did you notice that this YouTube short has like 20 million views? Like, what's happening? It was very cool. It was a very cool ride on that one.
Yeah. And then set kind of some new momentum behind the things that followed, like that might not have otherwise had as many, views or engaged viewers with it. So we released I Need It Yesterday, which was our kind of bigger short film that we had released in a while.
And
right
we'd been
after
sitting
that.
on that.
And
We didn't have like the specific plan for like what came out next after Genie, but we saw like, oh, a lot of people just found us. It would be fun for us. We felt like, hey, whatever we release next, the algorithm is going to serve to a lot of the people who just subscribed. So like we could follow up with the thing whatever we're sitting on that is most like Genie would have logically made some sense. But we were like, hey, while we have people around to check it out, let's show them this bigger thing we made, not knowing if that was algorithmically the correct thing, but more just like, hey, well, we have an audience. Here's a thing we're proud of that we just made, and then it's been building in a nice way and steady way since then. ZZ Lump asks, any dream collabs? Your skits look super high budget, up there with Key and Peele or Gillian Keeves. Don't know Gillian Keeves, have to check that out. Glad to have found you guys. Big fan. We're Key and Peele, very obvious big influences on ours here. Yeah, I mean, and all the genre play stuff is very much very direct inspiration for a lot of our stuff. Dream collabs.
I mean, Peter Jackson.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I'm going to New Zealand. Chris, you've been.
Yeah, so that's why I tee it up.
I'll holler. I'll holler while
see
I'm
if you can
there.
holler. Yeah. But I mean, they're. I feel like from a collab standpoint, it's basically like who would want to hang out with us? Who would like to make some stuff with us? Who wants to hang out with us?
Come on, Peter Jackson. Come on, Peter Jackson.
We really like the process of making stuff. So truly, like a lot of it has to do with, when we made stuff with like Jack and Dean, for instance, it was, hey, we know we want to make something, and they were coming into town, and then we just kind of set up some writing meetings and saw what stuck, and then wrote a couple things. And so, essentially my dream collabs would be with people that would be open to just mind melding and seeing where it takes us.
Alex Rich 4874, happy channel-versary. Love you guys. Speaking of art on the wall, did you know you have the same artwork as Ryan George, A Misty Bridge? We've
I do know that, and it's really kind of bothersome to me that like what I thought was an original art piece is in Ryan George's home.
Yeah, you
Because I
bought it
went to
at
this place
IKEA,
called
but it said
IKEA.
one of
I
one.
went to this place. Yeah, I went to this place called IKEA.
Yeah.
That was like this. It was kind of like one of one Swedish imports kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I like
Really
as I
weird.
was eating some Swedish meatballs in the checkout lane, I was just like, yeah, okay, great. This is a very. We'll see if anybody else comes up with some of this great artwork that I'm seeing. And it was in Ryan George's video.
Yeah.
And so we were in the background of his space, and so we had a major confrontation, which involved meeting up with him and hanging out with him at Bufferfest a number of times, and now we're all best friends.
Yeah.
So I think that
a lot of to go back to the
us
collaboration things. I like sincerely, a lot of our collab type stuff has come through Bufferfest, which was a YouTuber film festival, and just the spirit of like getting together and screening things for each other and getting to like chat about it afterwards led to so many like great creative chats and getting excited about making stuff together. Loved it. Loved going to those.
Yeah.
Hope we can do it again.
And those that were asking about a Ryan George collab, we kind of have one where he pops into our devil sketch.
He's in there
at the top of that. He's in there.
We appeared in something on his channel, or on Moving Mind Studio, which is a collaborative channel he's a part of. It's in there. We've gotten close a number of times to making bigger things together, and that's just, I think that one's just a matter of time, but we're big fans of the dude. Smock Yex asks, who made the catchy outro? It's simple but slaps.
This is a great shout out. That's Jeff Toyne.
That's Jeff Toyne.
Jeff Toyne, a great composer friend. Jeff and I collaborated on a feature film that I made when I was 18. And Jeff had just graduated from the Henry Mancini Institute at USC while I was at UCLA. And then we collabed on like a full orchestral score and became, attached at the hip as a filmmaker composer duo for a stretch. And he composed the original theme to Dorm Life, the web series we made. And then as we were putting the channel together, he made exactly as you described, a little ditty that slaps as our outro. There's a longer version of the theme as well that pops up here and there.
And he also Christmas version of the theme that appears in any of our Christmas
I think
things.
we had a spooky version at a point. And then Jeff just won, I believe it was a Emmy for Palm Royale. He did the score for that show and the theme.
Yeah.
So great things to Jeff Toyne. Go listen to his stuff. He's incredible and a great guy.
Yeah. And we've done some other things too. We've had him. The July 6th Park videos have some like sound alike Chris and Jack meets Jurassic Park music. That was all Jeff. He rocks.
He did the whole score, the original score for Movies in Space as well.
Yes.
And then in the end of Movies in Space now, I think online there's you as Eepgarg, the alien character, doing a pop song that you went into the studio and recorded.
I went to his studio to record what is just like a little bonusy deleted. Yeah, very important.
Yeah. So we tried to make the song equivalent of the structured movie structure, but in song form at the end there, and that was Jeff as well.
What's in the closet? It's a portrait of me that's very young. And so I do all the aging out here.
You do the reverse of the Dorian Gray.
Yeah. It gets to stay beautiful and young. I'll show you it someday.
And it's from 2016. The version of
it's me in white
remains
room
in there. Yeah.
What's keeping you inspired lately? Any recent work by other creators that you've enjoyed? since so often what we're doing is like genre play stuff, I would say the stuff that Chris and I connect on most and talk about most often is like film stuff. We watch and engage on a lot of like genre film stuff. I don't know what you watching lately, Chris.
I think movies are always the most inspiring bait for my brain. I also just the theater experience. It's ironic because we're obviously putting stuff on smaller screens or people's TV screens, which is very cool as well. I think it's that I do nostalgia watches a lot too. Like I just went and saw they re-released Lord of the Rings in theaters. I went and watched Two Towers on the big screen, which was amazing. Um, I'm a huge fan of Almost Friday. I think they do awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really inspired by Britannic right now too. They've really pivoted into kind of like the filmmaking side of things too, and they have their first feature, I think, that's like premiering at South by Southwest right now, and I'm really excited to hear more about that. So it's been fun seeing also like those that are in the YouTube world that are, filmmakers at heart too, kind of the lines between all of it are blurring. That I think that it's just inspiring to see from all different media outputs what we could, bring back to our special corner of the internet and hope to share some things that stir the pot in our brains.
Yeah.
Also just like a big thing for me from a writing standpoint for inspiration are weird articles that come across or like weird thought experiment stuff. Like I love just having some random ancient aliens ad or something that's like some philosophical concept, and then those types of things really get my mind spinning up on big thought experimenty pieces that then maybe get a comedic sprinkle on top.
Yeah. That yeah, that's been a common source of inspiration. Wrote we had a Ship of Theseus sketch that we sometimes this is a common thing. We'll write a sketch. We're big like don't think about this too much ahead of time because you don't want to like stifle the creative process, but we're big after we've written a sketch before we want to shoot it. We're big like double check that nobody's done this idea before. And that was one that got killed by like it's not even really the same idea, but like a close enough thing that it was very funny already. So I was like, yeah, it's close enough. Sometimes thought experiments, philosophical questions will lead us down a path to a sketch. Or as you can imagine from watching our stuff, I think a common source of inspiration is like seeing a movie and then being sort of like, what's with that trope? Why does that? Why do they commit to that? Why
has no one talked about this little piece that keeps popping up again and again?
Sinners, which I think both really enjoyed, saw separately, but loved Sinners, fantastic. But the necklace tug,
the necklace pull,
definitely.
If it wasn't already a thing that in my head was like
we've already talked about.
It was one of those we've noticed this, and then to see it so front and center again was like the nail in the coffin to be like we have to talk about that.
Yeah, so that's a common source of inspiration. Getting frustrated watching a movie.
Yep. Do we want to watch White Room together?
I was going to say, we're going to wrap up pretty shortly here, so do we want to give it a watch for nostalgia's sake, 10 years on?
Yeah. When was the last time you think that you've watched The White Room in its entirety?
It would be when we did like 2 years ago, maybe we did like a Patreon fundraising push.
Oh, the marathon watch.
Where we marathon and we watched everything. That would be the last time I watched most of our stuff.
Yeah, fair.
Let's do it. What about you?
Well, let's watch it.
Have you watched it fresher than that?
I feel like I probably have watched it fresher than that from a YouTube Shorts editing standpoint. But not much more recent than that. Probably last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's wild you never know what ripples come from a moment, and just remembering being in my apartment in LA and we just like got off the phone with some final like, hey, maybe this joke should go before that one.
Yeah, this sketch got a lot of shuffles. We definitely shot more jokes than we knew we would use, and then had a lot of fun just going like, is it funnier if this joke comes first? Rhythmically, maybe we put this joke 3 jokes later, and and then bup. It was really fun for that. It was a good one for that, since it is just cross-cutting across the table. It was very easy to like shuffle stuff around. So this one had a very fun process in that way, but it was such a we didn't know what we were making. We didn't know it was going to be 10 years later. We'd be hanging out chatting about it. So let's watch it.
And here it is.
Do you want to be? Do you want to be small in the corner? Do you want us over there, or do you want to go full screen? What's your vibe?
My vibe?
Yeah, you want to go small in the corner?
I think we're small. I think we're small in the corner.
Okay.
And I want to do I want to do a magic trick.
Oh. Okay.
So, on the count of 3, Jack and I are going to de-age.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw open the closet.
12 years, because this was also 2 years
we shot
before.
it before then.
Yeah, so open that closet behind you to de-age us both. 12 years.
And thank you, Colin.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
You look the same.
Look at this clean shaven face right now.
I'm sorry.
This was in your garage.
Yeah.
At the time.
So we shot on just like
and
a white
for processing.
A big piece of white paper.
What does that mean?
Well, and repositioned the table
to ask
for all these different angles.
Like about your life,
We're facing one direction. We did not have like a full white psych.
Any question and you'll give an answer?
Any question.
And this isn't some sort of like Genie philosophical situation where you'll spin answers to be like, oh, some sort of lesson?
No, straight answers. You have 1 minute.
When does the time start?
It already has.
Wait, there's time in the afterlife?
Here there is, yes.
It's a good. I really like that jacket of mine. I haven't.
50 seconds.
To wear it.
Okay.
For a number of years.
So there's an afterlife.
I was just thinking the same thing about my
shoes. It's in that
shoes.
closet.
Yes.
That jacket's got.
Oh,
that's where it is.
It's got
okay. Do you have my shoes in there?
My dad loved me.
Yeah.
How many
like
pounds
those.
of hair did I grow in my life?
85 pounds.
How many pools of pee did I fill?
0.8% of one Olympic-sized pool.
That's it?
That's actually a huge amount.
Is my grandfather
checks out.
here
You
somewhere?
definitely did the math.
No. Did I ever have a shot at hooking up with a celebrity of any kind?
Yeah.
Who?
Ariana Huffington?
Who killed JFK?
That's
What's
just
lore?
In the car in front of
That's
JFK. Here's the shots from book deposit.
There was also lore that
fire
my guy died in a
Oswald, and he
snowboarding
gets
accident
JFK
or something
through
like that. We
What
cut
is
that
the
out at the
craziest
beginning,
thing
but
that's ever
hey.
happened in the entire universe?
David Blaine.
If a tree falls,
Yes.
was the moon landing a hoax?
No.
Should I have gone to law school?
Yes.
Okay, there was this time when I was a kid and I had this bowl.
Also,
of
your
cornrows,
yeses and
and
nos
I
we
remember
recorded
there was
just like
another
different.
pop-
Yeah, we got a plate of those and
Yeah,
shuffled what felt funny.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay, did my girlfriend cheat on me?
No.
That
Does she know that I cheated on her?
She does.
kicks
Will I go to
poop
hell for that?
Yeah.
thing
What?
is
What?
a true
I'm
story
going to hell?
about me.
Yeah.
For cheating on my girlfriend.
Among
But
other
also,
things.
What other things?
big
Like
point of contention of people going like, well, how do they know that?
You had impure thoughts.
And-
You cussed
Yeah.
a few times.
This checks out very clearly to me.
When you're
is
in
that
hell,
this
is there a
like
way to get out of hell?
a thing that he
15 seconds.
thinks enough about, that he talks enough about, that his
Are there other
girlfriend would know it.
dimensions?
So you got to
Did I
know,
look
like,
at
your
this?
girlfriend
Okay,
is
middle of
feeding
the
a
road.
lot of
Like a
the,
4 out of 10.
you know,
What's
has
the smartest question I
informed
could
a lot
ask
of
in
these
this situation?
questions.
It's that one.
God. Did I have a soulmate?
Yeah, her name's Heather. She's from Denver. You guys never met.
Did we ever come close to meeting?
You're in like a Black Angus steakhouse. You had back-to-back booths, and just neither of you turned around.
Who
Black
are you?
Angus, don't know if
Santa
they're still
Claus?
in business.
Really? No, not really.
10
Damn,
years.
aged out.
So you lied?
Also,
No, yeah, it
huge
was
foreshadowing
making a
for our
joke.
channel.
I'm allowed to make
when I
jokes
say
from
that
time
I'm
to
Santa
time.
Claus.
Have you lied about any of the other
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah, we planned that.
It was all part of the plan.
Am I actually dead?
Okay, no.
Then where am I?
You cheated on me?
That's right, you're on an episode
Shout out
of
Carolyn
Purgatory,
Dunton.
the show where we
Yep.
catch real-life cheaters with fake afterlife confessionals.
Very funny actor.
We
Make it
drugged
very
you,
funny.
Big
dressed
on
you,
TikTok.
dragged you to this park, built a
Your
box
brother's
around
back
you,
there.
and interviewed you,
Yeah.
all to
Hold on, one of
find
those
out the
cameras.
Extremely
truth.
decent boys.
The truth.
Yep.
That you're a cheater.
Oh yeah, that's all. That's all. That's really
Does
just
she know that I
Mike
cheated
Cooper.
on her? I cheated on her?
Tune in next time for more Purgatory.
There we go.
Yeah. Also, that was fun to see Mike Cooper back there with the boom mic. He's still doing sound on all of our stuff. We went to school with him, or one of a few that we work with on our sketches. It's, keeping it in the family.
Yeah. I wasn't reading chat, and we were being pretty annoying, I guess.
Oh, okay, great.
Well, sorry about that. But what a
From, like,
fun
sound
sketch.
way? We couldn't. Was it bad sound?
Well, I just had them both mixed probably at about the same level. So.
Oh, got it.
Um,
But back in 2016, we wouldn't know how to mix audio.
yeah, you know, it was a throwback. It was a throwback. That was a very fun sketch. That's a fun one. It was a fun one to write. It was a fun one to shoot. It has really informed, I'd say, a lot of. It's sort of like it's not the only way, but it's a type of way that we like to approach a sketch, where we go like, that one is sort of like an alt machine is what we internally will refer to it, where it's like we can write a lot of alt jokes, overshoot it, and know like, oh, we can swap them in and out. We can figure out what feels funniest. We don't have to like go into the shoot knowing like there's room for 11 jokes and these are the 11 funniest versions of this premise. We can shoot 25 and then go, does it want 11? Does it want 6? Which of those does it want? And now what's fun is now we're shooting stuff like that and then also knowing like, yeah, and then if we wind up with a bunch of extra stuff, it goes in deleted scenes on our Patreon. Some of them can find their way into YouTube Shorts. We can, we can use the whole buffalo.
Yeah. And it's just been so fun seeing or, trying to wrap our heads around 10 years and what we've learned along the way and how, it's been really rewarding to start to see this as our home and where we're able to share the fun with y'all. Like it's been this incredible community that's been built up over here where we feel super supported and encouraged to keep doing this stuff. Here's hoping we got another 10 years in us.
Yeah.
Heck, another hundo.
That would
because
be crazy.
With that painting back there, man.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but I think you're
just
he gets to live.
No, but you're right. But
you think at some point I swap him
swap.
and I slurp it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
But yeah, it's been my deepest privilege and joy making stuff with you, Jack.
Oh, it's great. It's great. We talk about it. We've talked about it before, but if you're new here, a thing that I just so wholeheartedly hold is that like the creative process of working with a partner and having somebody else who you're bouncing stuff off of, who is you're trying to make laugh, the sort of like joyful competitiveness when there's like a joke in the air of both of us going like, ooh, 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 what about this? Ooh, what about that? In such a positive, constructive way is so fun. It's such a lovely thing. And we've also, hopefully, over those 10 years, found some opportunities to explore some philosophical ideas and delve into some personal stuff and emotional stuff and in spots you may not even have noticed, but for us were nice artistic outlets. It's been a joyous 10 years, and here's to 3 more.
And then you're out?
And then I feel like by then, it's like 2028 Olympics. We'll be watching that. We'll be going like, maybe it's time for us both to get into archery. And then like,
are we Yeah. Do we get into archery?
Yeah. I'm not saying
curling?
end of our partnership, end of the YouTube channel and the Chris and Jack archery arch. Damn it.
Arc.
It's like I read it on the page and misread it on the
Yeah.
page. Like that didn't make sense. Why did I mispronounce arc? It's time for that,
Can I talk to the painting in the back, because I feel like he might have more like knowledge of how to pronounce words and stuff like that.
Yeah, or just like brain elasticity to think quickly.
Right.
As we're wrapping up rapidly here, but Elshender asks, what's your favorite of your skits, either favorite writing or shooting? If this question has already been asked, then if that question's been asked, then Jack, can you also juggle? Chris, when we were in college, taught me some 3-ball. I've retained the same level, I would say the level I got to at the end of like a 3-hour in the park at UCLA workshop with Chris, I've maintained exactly that level, never improved, never dipped. I'm at that was a really good first lesson level of juggling skill, and I've maintained it for that's been 20 plus.
Yeah, but that's also what I'm afraid when that truth gets out to folks that actually juggling, learning it, you kind of retain it. Like, I'm going to be out of job security.
Yeah. You can get to, I can at least do the basic 3-ball thing. You can get there in a couple of hours and never lose it. But you're a number of hours past that of development.
I have done a few more. I sacrificed some social outings for being alone and just juggling objects in my living room in high school. But hey, hashtag worth it.
Yeah. And to take, thank you very much, Phi Maths. Thank you very much, Nick Thomas Juggler. What up? And
Nick Thomas Juggler, shout out for making our video game, Save the Watermelon, the actual video game, which you can play. Also, Ramirez Art Jam is on here, who's done our thumbnails and has been just an incredible help to the channel, is over on the Discord along with other folks. So just shout out to familiar faces and friends here. It's very nice.
Yes. Do we want to wrap up with Elshender's other half of the question there? A favorite sketch from writing or shooting or final product? Let's just shout out in the 10 years. What's a fave? I'll say to honor the day, White Room. I'll say this. Let me say this. And this is just like a peek into like, the psyche of someone who creates things. Having things. Okay, White Room, love it. Always very proud of it. Think it may well be the best pure just like comedy sketch that we've made. For the first 8 years of the channel, it was so far and away the most viewed thing that there's a part of, I won't speak for both of us, but a part of me that was like, just a tiny growing resentment towards it. That just got a little bit of play the song.
Can we do it again?
Yeah. And so the last couple years, having other sketches rise to its level of, views and whatever. Not that that's like the main thing we care about, but just like in that way, have freed me from that. And therefore deepened my appreciation of just like, that was a really funny thing we made together 10 years ago. So I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's not a deep cut at all. It's the whole thing we've premised this stream about. It's not a deep, wasn't doing that.
Yeah. I mean, the cop-out answer is all of them.
Wow.
Share, I love.
Except for, what's your least favorite?
I mean, maybe the Zoom sketch we made of July 6th.
The Zoom July 5. Yeah, it was
4
it
something.
Was July of 2020. We were in a tough, it was
tough. But but even that, there's still very funny things that happen in there. I mean, I've been addicted to the process. Like, everything gets the same eyeball stare down, and like, you hold it so tightly and try and craft the best you possibly can, and then when it's gone, you have to just be like, and that's, I hope it works. So I think the process is something it fills me with the most joy. And then, to see that now we get to continue to do it is like just a profound, I just have so much gratitude for that.
Yeah, I agree.
If I had to pick one video, I think it would probably, I'll say I Need It Yesterday was a distillation of a lot of things. And also from a production standpoint, we've kind of threw the kitchen sink at it as like a last hurrah, and we filmed all these other things around it. And so it was kind of a internal call the world's bluff. Should we keep doing this kind of thing that we were filming around it? So for it to find some success and then also be a tribute to my grandma who passed. And there was like roundabout elements of that have some behind the scenes specialness to it. So I think that one probably carries a lot of that for me.
Yeah, I'll say in the like calling the bluff way, and since it is a 10-year anniversary and time to reflect, a piece of advice to people making stuff is like if you ever feel like quitting, I think a really powerful thing that Chris and I did was like say, okay, great, we're gonna quit, but first, what are the things 5 years from now we'll go like, we quit before trying that? Or what are the things we'll blame it on? We'll go like, well, yeah, I get it didn't totally work because we, this thing never really happened and we never tried that. What are the things that that we maybe felt like, we felt like icky about having more descriptive thumbnails, so we didn't want to do that. But fucking, if we're quitting, who cares? If these are like the last things we release and then we're gonna go away, we might as well try that. We might as well do this and make some shorter ones and make whatever. So like the power of like planning to quit, like thinking actively around like, what am I gonna regret? What am I gonna point to? I think was really freeing and empowering. And then and it made it a thing of like, well, let's try all of this stuff. And if that doesn't work, we'll go write a screenplay and not focus on YouTube and whatever. It wasn't like it was never about quitting our beautiful thing.
No.
But like, maybe we focus less on YouTube if we whatever. But giving it the thing of like, what are we gonna point to as the reason it didn't work, or what are we gonna regret? I think was helpful for us. I don't know if that's good advice. My honest,
I think it was valuable.
Is like just quit. Actually quit.
And mine is usually keep at it until you have you've lost all sense of identity beyond the thing that you're doing. But shout out to one and all for joining us along the last 10 years. Joining us right now means so much that you thought to share your time with us. And hey, watch the space. Brand new one dropping on Friday. You know what? I'm amending my answer. The one we're dropping on Friday obviously is my new favorite
thing ever. There is a little bit of, we were making a bunch of stuff and we were like, do any of those feel like in some way they're the 10-year anniversary sketch? And there's some reasons. This one was like, it's got some of the Q&A vibe. It's got like a specific, I don't know. There's something about that one. So hopefully if you like this thing we made 10 years ago, you'll like this one. If you want to watch it earlier, check out our Patreon. And in the meantime, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for watching.
Love y'all.
We'll see you soon.
I'm Jack.
No, I don't wanna.
And that's Chris.
No, I don't wanna.
And we're Chris and Jack.
I don't wanna.
I just found the new bit that I'm gonna do forever now.
I actually don't.
I know.
All right. Love y'all.